What's up everybody, Nicholas here. In this video, the Sunken Dutchman and I take advantage of a beautiful weather day and go to Wilson's Promontory in search of crayfish. As you can see, it's pretty glass out and we were very happy to be out on the water. What's up everyone? Here with Dutchy. We have zero wind and no swell, so we're very keen to see what crays we can find. Yeah, let's get it.
Big fingers crossed.
We grabbed our torches and geared up to go for crayfish, so we left our spear guns in the boat and just first explored a bit. There was this awesome swim through that I'm about to enter in, and with the visibility and the fish all around, it was pretty magical. And just heaps of fish life all around. So Dutchy had been to this spot a couple weeks prior and had marked the location of a bull. And the first thing we went to do in this dive was to check up on it and to see if it was more gettable than it had been the last time Dutchy had been here. So he posted me up at its escape hatch and he went in the front door. But then, as you'll see, he flashes his light at me and decides it's a no-go. And he says maybe we could try to bait it out with a fish, but at this point we decide to move on and look for other crayfish. So we work our way down some structure and for about 30 minutes don't see anything. Then Dutchy looks under a rock and sees a female and says, hey, go check around. It's getting up to breeding season, and so there might be some males around. And we go around the back of the rock and lo and behold, we see these two bull crayfish. And so all of a sudden we are on it. Dutchy was keen for me to have a crack at one of the bulls. And so did a couple exploration dives like the one previously and really thought about the methodology I was going to use. On this dive where I was going to execute the plan, I went down and still took about 20 seconds to really look and consider my options and decided to grab onto this rock in the foreground and use it as a launching pad. And so I was able to use that to launch forward and shove my left hand onto the cray and to the left of the cray because I didn't want the crayfish going to the left. And then Dutchy was there to act as safety and pull me out, as you'll see from his point of view in a second.
He's eating me.
Hi.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Well done, dude.
The coaching.
Yeah, mate, all good.
I was so happy that the grab went basically as planned. Huge crayfish. And it felt so good to have it securely in my hand and to get it into the catch bag.
Let him kick. Nice, good.
So you can just see the tips of Dutchy's fin there, and he was under trying to go for that female that he had seen originally and said, nope, it's not gettable. I I went down, got my shoulder into this crack, and at this point I'm full stretch. And so I decided to see if I could grab onto its antenna. It would be at the base of it enough to actually give me some hold, but it wasn't. Once we figured that the female was basically ungettable, we went around and checked on that last remaining bull on the other side, and I was convinced that it was gettable. And so Dutchy gave it a go and had me post up at a potential backdoor exit. And on his first dive, he was able to grab it, and he actually determined it was a female, a really large female.
What's your plan? Oh, yeah. Let him grow.
So at this point, we each had a cray in the boat, and I wanted to go for abalone and Dutchy wanted to go for fish. So we grabbed a spear gun, I grabbed my abalone tool, and went to look for these cracks that hold in this black lip abalone. Measured them and they were sweet, so chucked them in the boat as well. We went out to look for another crayfish, and while we were able to find one, it was another ungettable one, and so we ended up with one crayfish each, bit of fish, bit of abalone. Back at home the next day, I decided to prepare the crayfish on the barbecue. The crayfish was still alive, and to humanely put it out of its misery, I put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes so that it would start to fall asleep, and then put a knife through its head, and then continue with butterflying the crayfish so that I could put it on the barbecue. So cut and cracked it in half. Whipped up a bit of butter and garlic and other seasonings, put it face down just for a few minutes, and then finished it for a much longer time, shell side down, while reapplying butter, and then served it with more butter, with capers, with cube pie mayo, and it was delicious.